we've had a lot of problems getting our robot to drive straight without getting caught on the ground. And to fix that, we had to put on new, bigger wheels. But that came with a problem. We don't have many extras for those wheels. So what we did within the last week is we figured out a material we wanted to use, which we went with plastic, and we used a heat gun to bend it around our wheel. This took a lot of problem-solving skills. We put all of our heads together, and we had to work as a team to get it done. But in the end, we have it on the robot, and it works well.
BotsIQ has partnered us with Kennametal, who has helped us mill out parts that we were not able to at our school.
At the preliminary competition this year, we went to test our bot, and our Kaiwachi kill switch shorted the entire chassis and more or less melted both of our primary signal wires for our receiver, and we had to trace back all the circuitry to see what had actually shorted, or if anything shorted at all, or if the wires just melted. It was very stressful. Preliminaries was not very fun, but we got through it and we're ready to fight today.
Our most intense moment from BotsIQ was the preliminary round when our enemy broke our belt and I had to do quick thinking decision and take advantage of them without our weapon going and maneuver around them, and it was just cool trying to find the problem solving and that quick thinking going during that battle.
So we had our Haas machine, which is the machine that we mill all of our parts on. It broke, so we had to, at the last minute too, so we had to, in the last few weeks, we had to make sure all of our parts, our old parts, would still work, and we had to get stuff made at the last minute. We overcame that problem, and we got here today. We had a bot that passed safety inspection, and we had a pretty good time. I'd like to thank BotsIQ for this wonderful opportunity.
Our industry partner, Stellar Precision Components, has greatly benefited our bot this year, as they were able to make the software and actually create the frame for our bot and our weapon, and they were able to donate to us.
And also, we want to say thank you to BotsIQ for just everything they've been able to provide for us over our time here in high school. It's been very helpful for the future, and I've much better off because of it, so thank you, really.
Our industry provider, Cleveland Price, provided us both material and assistance with our CNC machine that we previously got this season from Haas.
It's been a really interesting day so far, and I can't wait to come back next year.
So, something that surprised me personally was how clean the facilities are. They have a pretty bad reputation for being dirty and nasty and grimy, but whenever we toured both General Carbide and FS Elliott, it was clean as could possibly be. I was genuinely impressed.
I'd say one thing that we can take away from BotsIQ experience is definitely leadership skills. We have been taught a lot about how running a team and running kind of our own business works, and we have been taught a lot about how to design and add on within our own working environment.
One big takeaway that I definitely think that I got was how to work as a team better. That was definitely something that I think not just I learned, but that the rest of the team also got lots of experience with. Just being able to put those differences aside that we share and being able to really work together to get something done. So I feel like that was probably the most important takeaway for me.
One of the most intense moments about our BotsIQ competition has definitely been when the bot has broken at prelims. Didn't get to fight yet at finals, but at prelims we had a lot of electrical issues. Very intense in the pits trying to figure this out and get them fixed. But it's a great learning experience. Love doing it. Thank you to the BotsIQ staff and to our sponsors, which would be Oberg Industries is our main sponsor, but we've also got Metco, Supply, and Dynamic Manufacturing.
So our industry provider is Durametal, and they're kind enough where they supply all of our metal parts of our bot, which is basically the entire thing. So they fully manufacture it and pay for everything. So that's super kind of them because it makes us able to put our dream into reality almost, which sounds cheesy, but it is really cool. And I'd just like to say thank you to them and everyone who's helped me get this far. This is my last year with BotsIQ, which is kind of sad, but I've had some really good experiences here. So thanks to everyone.
So during prelims, we struggled with our electrical system. We didn't understand some of the parts of the system. So we had to go ahead and redesign the electrical to make sure it applied with the safety inspection and also was going to better work for our circuitry.
We also had to fix a lot of mechanical problems. We had to adjust the size of our weapon to fit our frame and had to adjust our frame accordingly.
We were in the middle of trying to fix our robot. So we didn't make the rails quite the right way, so we couldn't put any screws in. And we were running down on time in the preliminaries. So yeah, that's one of our most stressful moments.
The one thing I take away from bots is the problem-solving skills and the teamwork ability that we gather here, and I would just like to thank BotsIQ for giving us this experience.
My favorite moment from BotsIQ was when we're in the prelims, and we had our speed controllers messed up, and me and one of my teammates were rushing at lunchtime to fix it, and our adrenaline was through the roof. And I feel like that's my favorite moment from BotsIQ. Yeah, it's a cool experience. Like, I grew up building things and working on engines and stuff, but I think it's cool that we get to fight robots. That's pretty cool.
For me, one thing I will take away is the ability to work under pressure with the team and really get together to get something accomplished.
I actually have been talking to a friend about joining BotsIQ. Told him about all the different things we get to do, how fun it is, going to competitions, going on trips, to tour manufacturers. We learn a bunch of different things. We can work with materials hands-on.
Our most intense experience that we had with the BotsIQ meet had to be the wreck repair after getting absolutely slammed in a match and having to fix all the various issues that came with the bot. Bent frame rails, all kinds of stuff. Just that intensity of trying to fix everything is what is probably the most tense experience that we had. Yeah. So, so thank you to Lockheed Martin for sponsoring us, and Admiral Perry for giving us the chance. Yeah, BotsIQ as well. Thanks. So yeah, thank you.
One thing that I'll take away from the BotsIQ experience is the people I've met and the manufacturing skills I've learned. There's been a lot of trial and error through this process, but through that I've learned a lot about what makes a good robot, what makes things strong, what works and what doesn't work, and also how to overcome problems and overcome hardships.
I'd like to tell them that it's a good, honest thing, that it's really fun, and I think you should join. It's really fun.
One of the main problems we had last year was our weapon would break every single time we used it because when we sent it to the manufacturers, they drilled the holes too small, and we had to use smaller bolts that would shear off at every single point. It was really annoying. So after that, and that was a problem all year from prelims to finals, and then at nationals, we finally had the idea to slot in a drill bit and use it as a keyframe, and then it worked. It took the shear force off of the bolts and put it back on to the drill bit, and that fixed the issue. And then we kind of went on and we placed 8th in nationals. So it was a well-designed bot. It was just messed up.
As intense as it is, it's honestly a lot of fun. You learn a lot of hard skills, soft skills. Getting to work with people like this in all of the other schools here and from the past is just a fantastic experience.
If you join robotics, it also feels like a family. You always find people that you can connect with on a different level, and a second family basically.
What I would tell my friend is something that I would probably have them try out for a few times because it induces engineering, machining, hands-on experience, troubleshooting, the ability to think outside the box, or the ability to build a box. So it's just trial and error. It's not for everyone. I want to shout out General Carbide for donating the shirts, Intervala for donating, who else? Howard Hanna donated, and our main sponsor, Carco Technical Plastics.
And I think one thing that we could take away from this is that there were a lot of things to learn, and we had a lot of fun with the process. You get to make a lot of connections, and it's just a lot of fun in general.
I second that. I got real close to these guys, so it made it a real good experience for me.
It would be today our second match going against Fox Chapel, and we got hit pretty hard and slapped around.
They threw me into the air a couple of times. I managed to land on them, shatter both of their side armors, but definitely an intense moment because I couldn't drive properly. But one of my wheels was completely shattered, so my robot was kind of limping at them. I couldn't really drive properly. Definitely a heated moment because they were revving up their weapon to hit me again.
And we didn't know if we were stuck on something, so I was saying, well, do we want to use an unstuck? But then they just came over and hit us anyway, so it didn't matter, but we weren't expecting that.
The one thing I would take away is just how to work together as a team and how to put the bot back together after a battle quickly.
Yeah, and we'd like to thank Exact Metal for letting us tour their manufacturing facility and all the loans we received.
BotsIQ has been extremely influential for me, and I would recommend it to anybody who's interested in anything STEM related. It really opened my view to manufacturing, and I would tell anybody interested, any close friend, that it is an incredibly valuable career-oriented program, and that it's extremely fun too. So why aren't you involved?
One thing that I'll definitely take away is management. Sometimes, not to call out my teammates, but sometimes your teammates aren't the nicest in stressful situations, so it helps you build the skill how to manage different types of people. And I'm someone who doesn't have a lot of engineer experience. I kind of just walked into this class because I thought it was cool. So if there's one thing I take away from this, it's just management of people. So.
Personally, for me, I took away mostly the knowledge and the experience of the engineering process. Before doing BotsIQ, I didn't really have much experience doing engineering and also the engineering process at all. So doing the whole BotsIQ event has taught me so much about engineering, especially in what I want to do in my future and career with mechanical engineering.
So one challenge we overcame during the school year was keeping our team together. Throughout the entire school year, we were struggling with our team members leaving or not doing the tasks assigned to them, which led to an overall difficulty in building a bot and getting to competition. We overcame this by making a close-knit group of the four of us, Sammy, Ryan, me, and Ava, of course. And through the four of us, we just basically built a bot by ourselves.
The most surprising thing about touring our manufacturing partner, which was General Carbide, was probably just the types of technology that we used there. It was very advanced, and I think it was really surprising to see how advanced it was, especially because that kind of technology isn't used in day-to-day life, especially the kind of stuff that we use on our bot itself, in school.
So yesterday, in our first bout, our robot side totally broke off, and half of our robot was destroyed. So we were left with a big problem because we're at a UHMW back at the shop, and we just didn't have a lot of materials left because we had some testing problems and such. So when we got home yesterday, we worked for probably 2.5 hours trying to find any spare parts, any thing like that from other robots that we have there, and just really we had to scrap together a robot, but we ended up getting it basically back to how it was yesterday, back to its running form, and back to hopefully having a shot today to win it all.
We're so stoked to be here, man. Also, we learned a lot of teamwork from this, and also we learned some cool engineering skills, and we learned a lot about the engineering process and how complicated and intricate it is, and how it's so cool to see an idea become a real thing. And it just went from 3D CAD to a physical thing that actually fights in arenas, and I think that's really cool. So yeah, bye-bye.
In the prelims for our robot, the 2-liter beater, it's a great bot, but our last competition at the prelims, it just totally got destroyed from I think it was a horizontal spinner bot, like a mower blade that spins around or a big block of steel. It was destroyed. We had to rebuild the whole thing. So right now, the whole thing's rebuilt, ready to go.
Personally, I will have to say
I'll have to take away the teamwork and manufacturing that I've learned from this experience, because beforehand I had no manufacturing experience. But after this, I definitely know more than I did, and we have a whole bot built, so that was very exciting.
So for me, I have learned a lot of technical skills in BotsIQ, and I'm going on to electrical engineering, so I'm taking my electronics experience with me.
Something that we were surprised to find out about our industry tour from one of our advisors was when we went to Tenaska Power Plant, and we found out that that entire plant could be run by pretty much one person per department, which was actually very unique to us.
2 weeks before the actual competition, our CNC machine broke, which we were planning on creating our base and our sides and all of our motor mounts for our weapon. And we had to overcome this challenge by doing everything by hand, making all those parts by hand. And we were lucky enough to be able to make some of those parts 3 days before the competition. But we actually had to take 2 days to assess it and assess the situation and figure out how to do it. So it set us back a little bit, added a little bit of stress, but we were able to overcome it.
Of course, want to thank our teacher, Mr. Shrine, for, giving us the opportunity to be here today. And, if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have our bot working right now. Thank you.
During preliminaries and today, where our armor of the bot, the front of it completely got destroyed by another weapon bot. And it really gave us a new perspective on the metals we use and how we angle our armor. And right now we're in the process of redoing it, and we've got it, and we're ready to go in to the competition today.
So one time when our team overcame a problem was when our school burned down about 3 months ago. So we had to work around that. So we were unable to access most of our parts, and we had very little time to work. However, a team from McKeesport opened their hearts to us and allowed us to get our robot working and up in time for competition.
One thing I took away from all of this is how much you need to try and take advice from other people. Everyone has a good part to play in every project you do, and if you don't rely on the people around you, then you're just going to either get yourself angry and break something, or get someone else angry and they'll break something. You always have to work as a team no matter what you do. Do your best, try your best.
I'd say one of the most intense moments of the BotsIQ competition would have to be this last week, with staying after school for hours and trying to figure out all the problems that we have with our bots, where they originate, and doing our best to make sure it's up and running for the competition.
Another thing for that question is it is going to be a great learning experience. You can go out to different manufacturers and machine companies, see what they do, see how the process is done, and it's just overall a great experience.
Our industry partner, YB Welding, they did a lot for us. They cut out our parts. They helped us whenever we had issues for our beater bar with months. They helped us reach out to other people as well as the TP people at BotsIQ, and their kids also helped us weld together our bot, so they were really great for us.
And what I would say to convince someone to join the BotsIQ program is it's lots and lots of fun, lots of metal against metal, bots flying everywhere. It's just all around just a great time.
To get my friends to come join bots, I would just tell them about all of the information that you learn about manufacturing along the way. And I'd like to say thank you to Mr. Erica.
And to get a friend to join bots, I would just say how fun the experience is. Even with all the tension of finals, it's just a super fun experience that you learn a lot from.
The one thing that you take away from BotsIQ is working together as a team and problem solving. You got to get your robot back in the ring pretty fast sometimes, take a lot of damage, so that's the one thing that's really you get away from this. And we'd like to thank our sponsors and BotsIQ for being able to put this on.
I'd say it's a great way to learn skills through the program. You learn a lot of skills that you use in your day-to-day life, such as like welding, soldering, just basic management of materials. I'd say it's a great way of learning communication skills and teamwork. It's pretty useful.
So I would say the most intense moment in BotsIQ was either before the finals competition, we had just got our weapon on that night, or our second round, our weapon actually fell off, but we still won by using our back armor to pin the other robot.
That surprised us when we toured a local manufacturing industry. How clean, precise, high-tech, and organized it was. Because with our prior experiences, we've visited manufacturing industries that have been unkempt, frankly, quite smelly, and just low-tech all around. But our visit to Aerotech this year really changed our opinion of it. It was pristine, everything was great, all the different departments worked together with ease, and we were all quite impressed by our visit to Aerotech.
The one thing I would take away would be how much teamwork it truly goes into this competition. You have to be completely in sync with everyone on your team or it's not going to work.
Our industry partner benefited our BotsIQ experience because our weapon motor mounts weren't working. They didn't fit whenever we ordered them from Suncut Send, and Matt Resnick was able to make them for us in a really short time crunch turnaround in a day, and we were able to get it in the bot yesterday, and we were able to fight.